The Ella Bing Company first started making bow ties 3 years ago. The family-owned business was doing well with fabric, but decided to try something new. Today's reporter Bobby Lewis is on the road in Spring Hill with the company carving out a unique space in the fashion world.
These days, the tools rarely stop spinning in David Kraus's garage.
6 hours a day, probably 20 hours a week.
He's got orders to fill and a wife waiting.
Hundreds of ties, probably even thousands.
All handmade, some silk, but mostly wood.
You know, when I tell somebody I make wooden bow ties, they kind of give me the second look.
I've forgotten how to tie a necktie, as odd as that sounds. But I can tie a bow tie in my sleep.
David, Lisa, and Brent all can. They clip, cut, and create for Matthew Kraus. They lost him to suicide in 2010.
I always say if my brother was here today and we started this company, we'd be so much further along because he was so much into fashion. It's the reason why we can't stop.
This is actually the very first fabric bow tie that Lisa ever made for her son Matthew. Since he passed away, they've been making these wooden bow ties for about 3 years now, over 1,000 of them. Some sell for about $300, but most of them are around 100. And a percentage of each sale is donated by the family to a place that's very near and dear to their hearts.
The more product we sell, the more money we bring in. That just means the more money we can donate.
You know, if we can help one family, one person get the help they need, that's all it takes.
On the road in Spring Hill, I'm Bobby Lewis, 10 News.
I have got to get me one of those.
I would love to see that.
Several of those.
They're very cool.
Beautiful. The family makes these wooden bow ties in their spare time, which I hope you do set aside some spare time so I can come get one. Many of them sell online in 24 hours.
You know, they made 14 bow ties last week and sold 8 of them in one day.
Outstanding.